Alright, Warwick jungle versus the Viego. Let's see what we got going on in Platinum. We have here a ward on the Raptors, so we see that one. We're starting over here. Not really kiting at all. Viego obviously is popular champion, so we're always going to see him. Is he going to... Don't smite at 534. There's no reason to smite at 534. If you're going to smite early, drag the camp towards the next camp and then smite at 600, right? Don't waste any time. Obviously here you got a Twitch. If you want to wait until 595 to smite, do it. But by the time you get that red buff low, you're not going to have an issue, right? The Twitch's poison will have already debuffed, and you can go ahead and smite the big Krug if you want. Needless to say, Viego's going Raptors, red Krug. We don't know that at this stage. Okay, let's see what we actually get vision of from the blue team. He's going to go ahead and do the Raptors, which, credit to him, you know, you got to do what you got to do to survive in this game, and Warwick is not getting any love from right games, so if we can't clear for us in an experience-based meta, then by all means, we'll just have to live with it. Now, if he hugs close to the wall here, he should not be seen. I like that. But hit the plant. If you know it's warded, which it looks like they do, hit the plant as you go over. That's very important because from the Warwick's perspective or the enemy jungler's perspective, what you don't want to do, as we go for the gank here on the Swain early, he can cut in. Yes, he can. We can fear towards team. That's fine. Oh, careful. That's not what you want to do. LeBlanc's going to go through there. Oh, no synergy. Oh dear, and it's a Warwick soul as well, and he knows which one to auto attack, and that's just a travesty. So, breaking this down, you absolutely must head to Virkayu.gg. Not only do I have a free jungle improvement resource, I also have a dedicated program with jungle video courses, jungle coaching classes, a jungle VOD library, special weekly content you'll see nowhere else, as well as all of this hosted in a private jungle Discord. And if there is one thing I'm good at, it's making junglers go from low elo to high elo, as seen by the great number of success stories from the end of last season and already the beginning of season 14. So to climb faster than everybody you know and to jungle diff every game you play, head to Virkayu.gg or click the link in the description below. Good gank, right? But we know the Viego's on top side quadrant, so I don't mind going for this gank. However, there's nothing wrong with you actually taking the time to go around the top side, especially if you know there's no vision. This allows Viego the time to cross over to this side over here. Now, the Viego misleading by not being detected on this ward as he goes down is huge. However, as you can see, it's not close enough to the wall to be detected anyway, but I like the practice of the Viego going around the outside. Use the plant, and then swap over to blue side. Brilliant. But the thing is, if you do get seen, the Viego is clear, will be known to the Warwick, as I was saying. So if you go this, Krug's red, and then you go across this ward as you drag in the camp, or, you know, we can left click and see how much duration has passed in your red buff, then they'll know when your Krugs come up. So it's just better to be unseen, which I like. Warwick here, that's amazing, right? Once you burned his flash, cool. I like that we followed through there. But there's no real reason to overcommit there. You see the LeBlanc's got that under control. That's just a great play. Flash down, Q a minion, hit a minion, heal up, let LeBlanc reposition, and the Viego gets nothing. So, but a great play from the Warwick. You got to watch that if you play those kinds of champions. And Viego now, nice cut. I like that a lot. And I honestly like the Warwick's game plan there because by going, that's warded, by going for the, maybe it doesn't matter, let's say. It should be fine. Like, he's got flash, heal, ghost, spin to win. Don't waffle too much here. You're going into minion wave here. So, as I was saying, I like going for this into the gank or this into the gank because you can fall back to blue side and you're not going to be counter jungled by the Viegos of the world. You know, you have protection, Karthus can't counter jungle you, and so on. Now, helping your Warwick here push out a little bit, I'm all for this. However, I've a much more, not selfish, but you got to think for yourself a little bit as a jungler, right? You know, I need to control my own objective in terms of getting experience and gold. I need to gank lanes while also taking scuttle and clearing my camps. And now we've been wildly inefficient. We've told our story to the Viego. Viego's now going into the red side quadrant at this particular stage. Normally you could go and counter jungle the Raptors at 4 minutes because you know he started on them and we don't quite have a smite, but that's fine. We could do that. He's just being way too stagnant, right? Stagnant level jungling. He's not tracking the Viego as we can see here. We know that he counter-ganked this mid lane from red side. We know he's going to go back to his blue side and fall back to that. And now we're fighting this guy. Yes, we have bottom position advantage, but it's one long sword. And I don't see a need to go down to do one Krug camp. Obviously, we have rotation here from the Nami. A lot of this is waffling. This is just straight up waffling jungling. This is what I mean when I say the word waffle. Now, for those of you who maybe don't know the South African or English isms or whatever it might be, it just basically means wandering around without a singular purpose and not really dedicating yourself to one particular cause. and well, in the jungle, relatively. So I go top side here. All right, I want to gank top lane. Cool. It's warded, he backs up. All right, fine. I tried my best. Fall back to Scuttle. Maybe you do your blue side quadrant. Viego shows up over here. I'm going to counter jungle him and then gank top lane, right? Pre-5 or pre-6 gank would be huge. We like that. Dedicate yourself. Instead, though, he goes top lane, pushes it out, goes and takes a Scuttle Crab, sits around mid lane, randomly goes for a gank, randomly moves to the bottom side of the map here. Now the LeBlanc overcommits. Nice cut again by the Viego. I don't always advocate for staying out to this degree, you know, but I think it's nice if you feel the tempo is in your control and you need to react to things and you don't want to give anyone a leg up or a step up in experience. I do like that, but you have to be aware when you go for these extended sequence plays. See, now you might as well just go do the Crux. Like, I know you've got a lot of gold, but nothing's going to happen, right? Full sequence, take the Krugs, get that huge propulsion close to 6 here, and now you're looking good. Now you'll be looking good. And of course, you can go top side and fist, you can go bottom side and gank, and fall back to this and the dragon, like, you can do whatever you want. But leaving one camp on the map, don't like that. Not maximizing experience. Now the Warwick, because he waffled so much it had no purpose, still has one longsword, still has a terrible sequence. Again, this is waffling. I'm going to gank top lane, never mind. And that's... Are you going to gank top or not? Are you going to counter jungle or not? Are you going to gank or not? Are you going to sequence or not? Yes, it's important to adjust. You don't want to be rigid, but you don't want to waffle either, right? If being rigid means not being adaptable, then being too adaptable with the waffling is equally as bad, right? There's a nice middle ground between those two things. And Viego now, in theory, could come top side for the grubs and his Krugs. Who the hell knows? He could go bottom side to take these camps and do this. He decides to go to the dragon, right? We don't know these things as Warwick now because, one, it's platinum, so random things happen. Two, the Warwick doesn't have any control, and the Viego has all the control that he needs in order to win this game. He's doing the dragon here for free. LeBlanc randomly is like, what if I warded that? Don't know why, just let it go. Warwick is on these things with no Tiamat. Now the ping, he's just going to rotate over, is he? LeBlanc's going down knowing that a Warwick is doing this. Huge itemization advantage for the Viego here, but the LeBlanc goes down toward this randomly instead of focusing and using this wave to get level 6, right? She's still level 5, or just going up and helping him do the grubs, because, okay, look, Viego's not there, might as well just help do the grubs. And of course, that's very good for level 6 here, because the Warwick's really damn close to 6 here, and actually, even with a longsword, is able to do a lot of damage. The problem is, he doesn't have 6 to survive and thrive. He's really compromised in terms of the lane of prior situation. LeBlanc misses because Soul Collection. This is just a really bad thing from the LeBlanc's point of view. Now, that being said, as the Warwick, you cannot complain and blame the LeBlanc. It's on you for having such wonky waffling pathing, not maximizing your level 6. And again, you saw this, right? Guys, nowhere near level 6. It's not like he's maximized his pathing either. The dragon took so long that this guy's now at 735. We'll get to level 6 in theory after this Raptor camp here. Warwick will get it after the red. They're going for an almost 8-minute level 6. You should be hitting level 7 just after 8 minutes, right? Like, that's the idea, or around 8 minutes. You should be really hitting 6 as close to 6 minutes flat as you can. 6 minutes 30 is okay, and so on. Level 6, level 6. This is really far behind, and it's largely based on waffling. Now, the Viego's reacted to the events on the map from the Warwick, counter gank nicely, done some good things. We like that. Warwick goes for the gank in the mid lane. We like that too. He finishes off the grubs. That's fine. That's all good. We enjoy this. But from the Viego's perspective, being 4-0-0 is great, but you also have to not only have the gold lead from your rotations, but the experience lead as well. Think about that, because like, the dragon here was an unnecessary play. All he had to do is go back to this, finish this off, go back to base, maybe try gank down bottom side, and truly, if there's nothing else to do and you have a free dragon, do it, especially if you don't have the grubs on your map or you don't think you can get them. That's a huge thing to do. But you're just doing a dragon because, hey, there's a dragon. You're wasting a lot of time, you're stifling your level 6, and that's not good, because Warwick was closer to 6 than the Viego, which is hilarious. Really is. And had the same CS and so on. It's just about what level were the camps that you take, right? Because the higher level, the more experience you get. So you can have similar CS, but maybe not the same amount of experience gained. Warwick goes and invades and takes away the blue buff and says, I have ultimate available, let me do something here. By the Jhin, he's going to fear him down there. We have our ult if we need to use it. Don't need to use it, perfectly done. Another flash for no particular reason, try and snack a kill. What's going on in Platinum with this stuff, guys? Learn when kills are going to occur and don't overcommit your flash for it. Viego now does a full sequence topside, finishes that quadrant. Warwick is just level 7 and he basically identical. So, One objective for the dragon, one grub, 2 grubs for the Warwick. Slightly similar CSing. More kills, bit of wave experience leeching, especially from the Warwick. That's important here. So people are going to look at it and be like, well, you know, the Viego should be ahead. I agree. But the Warwick did leech from waves. And honestly, I don't like either team's jungling at the moment. Like, 4-0-0 is great, and I'm happy for the rotations and the reactions, and I do have good things to say about some things he's done. But you do have to think about those things as a jungler. Don't look at it and be like, wow, how was Warwick the same level as me? What could you have done that would have stifled your experience gain? And for me, the big thing there was the dragon. You just don't do that dragon. You sequence properly, you counter jungle properly, and you have a great level 6 fight for those grubs. You kill him on the grubs level 5. You take all 6 of them yourself, or 6 CS, and then you go and invade and steal his camps, and now as a Viego, you're 2 levels up. And that's what he didn't do. So don't be too passive with your advantages. Much like we talked about in the gold total coaching, the jungle denial is very important in Platinum, but it does come at a different level where you're starting to understand level spikes. Now, you know, we're down 2 levels on the Tryndamere here, but I played a Warwick game myself the other day actually and had some fun against the Tryndamere as well. You know, it's tough, but his damage is pretty good. I've been doing an experimental build, not ready to release yet, but that should help a little bit some of the weakness the champion has. Once this is gone here, you know, what do you do as a Warwick main that you don't do enough of? Press W, right? You've got a free scouting tool. You got a free scouting tool. Also, you should have a scanner, 100% at this point, not the warding totem, the scanner. Do they see me going for the gank? Do they see me leaving the gank? Should I be pressing W to scout with Viego? Is hell yeah, you should be. He isn't, and we don't have ult now. The Fear goes through there. We're just going to try and what? Do the blue and heal up and smite it. Viego wins. He has got full Kraken Slayer rush here. We obviously have the LeBlanc rotating over to help us. The Lanami rotates over. Viego overcommits as well. And now mid lane, Twitch overcommits, it dies. Now Swain's got his ult going. He says, I see a dog. Flash out. We take that. Now Lulu shows up. He flashes back the other direction. As always in these helos, a fiesta occurs and your mechanics are important. And that's the whole thing. No matter how much we work on being disciplined, no matter how much we work on our own experience, our farm, and so on, while you're learning, invariably you're going to get these coin flip moments where someone invades, your team collapses, someone else collapses, and it's just a big old fighting, no reason nonsense. And in that particular situation, your mechanics shine through. Your ability to pilot your champion, hit your spells, use your itemization advantage, all of that matters. So it's really good to deny enemy junglers and get these leads because in these moments you want to be more powerful than they are. Always. Ult is available though. For reference, we are running just a standard page here. PTA. Hey, that's not so good. That ult swing was way not so good. Now we might be able to get a little bit of position here to get 3 apiece, which is fantastic. We do have smite, but what a waste of your ultimate. I was looking to see if he had ultimate hunter or something because that's a good rune on Warwick to have, especially against Viegos. Because you can fear him, you can trap him, you can ult him. He ults, and obviously you can flash his ult or just absorb it. Usually if you have such a big advantage, you'll use it to be running away anyway. And that's what I did against the Viego. I had a Viego against me. Really close fight, level 6, I think. And I was just level 7, he was level 6, and he thought he could beat me. And he went all in, and I just flashed his ult. I hadn't yet reset, about 1500 in pocket, so he did have that gold advantage. I just flashed his ult to the side and then chomped him and he died. And from there it was a big snowball. So your mechanics will invariably matter in the randomness that is provided. See, now we should have ult available. You know, or we use it better up topside to get more kills rather than nothing. Now we're contesting a dragon, and again, the ultimate question here has to be from Platinum. Look at the map. Your bot lane is losing. Right? It's not obvious, but they are losing. The Twitch has 600 less gold than the Jhin. We also have the range from the Jhin, the presence from the Swain being fed. With the Nami and the River, the Viego's already doing this. You guys are all coming from base. Twitch is not in the picture right now. The rotation will be benefiting the red team. It's okay to give up this dragon. This has to be your response. LeBlanc is half HP chugging potions. You're going to be in a 4v2 right now. Do not contest this. Do not waste your time. Do not die. Do not contest this. Go to your Krugs, your Red, your Raptors, cut up to the top side, do your Wolves, maybe do your top side Scuttle Crab. I'm going to be making a main channel video. All right, a main channel video talking about this. And Elise, 70% KP. No, I lie. The first game was 7 CSPM. The game we're actually covering, 9 CSPM, I think. If I recall correctly, around that. How do you be a ganking style jungler? How do you be a ganking style jungler and farm them much. Right there. Right there. You're still going to apply the same pressure that you have to as Rek'Sai's, at least as Warwick's. But then, in this moment, you say no to the dragon, no to the dragon, no to the dragon, no to the dragon, yes to the scuttle crab. Oh, look, they're fighting and fisting. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You have to be able to do that at least one time, maybe 2 times, when a game is looking out of your control. When you do that, nice things. Good things happen. Good things, good things. Always good things. Now Viego snacks and attacks and then runs away. 17 CS lead at this particular stage. He flashed the bubble. Will it matter? Let's have a look. Look at that. Look at the ult on the Viego there, what that does. It's massive. Now you can be kited up by an army, you can be kited up by Jhin, you can be restunned by the Viego, the heal there. Like, you gotta be very cautious about that. We see the swing coming down from the side. The side. Oh, Viego's coming. He's coming. There we go. Now he's the Warwick. Now he presses W. Q3E combo. Nope. 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 Yeah, you know, like, what do we have? 5.1k gold, 6.5 to the Viego. The Viego has done a really damn good job in the last 2 minutes. 5 minutes, really leveraging a bit of the power he had into multiple experience slingshots. Like, he finishes a quadrant, rotates to a kill. He didn't worry about this, right? I mean, obviously it was a battle by the Warwick, but he just goes ahead and does his stuff, goes down here and starts the dragon off. Now, would I start the dragon off in that situation blindly? No, but if I have numbers advantage, right, on Viego's team, I'll use it. And all the Warwick had to do to be in the Viego situation, deny him some of that gold, was say no. No. No to the dragon, full sequence up, counter jungle, he gets the experience advantage, the gold is a lot closer, maybe he falls back to the Herald, maybe he can help the Yorick and the Tryndamere lane, who knows? And that's where you would have really great times. But as you can see here, now Yorick's gonna do what Yorick does, which is, I'm a split push. That's all I know what to do. Why is it always, you know, the Yoriks and the those weird players like that, the champions like that, that never understand that they can leave the lane and help their team, but then it's always the Tryndameres on the enemy team who do that. Tryndameres on the enemy team always pushing and cutting, pushing and cutting. They're everywhere all the time, and your Tryndamere plays like a Yorick. Top laners, the reason why you're okay, good. The reason why, you know, you shit on your lane and the enemy top lane is like 0-4-0 and you have a 3-level lead and then they get fed, it's because you stay top lane with your lead and keep hitting, and then 4 people collapse onto you and kill you because you don't realize that they've reacted to you and you need to leave to not die. And then before that happened, even in the first place, that allowed them to goon squad you, was the enemy top lane was like, well, guess I'm leaving. Rotates to here to fight, rotates to here to fight, rotates to here to fight, rotates to here to fight. And they have numbers advantage, they just all kill you. And now, because we're all dead, you keep pushing, they respawn and rotate, and now you die. And then he just does it a few more times while the top laner stays top lane. So if you're a jungler splitting, you're a top laner splitting like that, please, when your laner counterpart is roaming and doing things and fisting and killing, you gotta be doing something that makes sense. And pushing mid to get that mid lane turret, cool, but dying, not cool. Same thing with farming as a jungler, right? Hey, I'm gonna do my camps now. All right, well, level 9 at 17 minutes almost. Viego even himself is nowhere near level 11. Like, the goal here, what, just under halfway to level 11? You want that at 14 minutes, ideally. Even as an Elise, even as a Viego. So how do you accomplish that? Pay attention to the main channel video. Maybe tomorrow, maybe on Monday or Tuesday. We'll see how that goes. But that's the important balance between farming, counter jungling, invading, ganking, fighting, objectives. This meta is very much a skilled jungle meta. And skilled junglers are not waffling. Skilled junglers are being way more about their stuff while still being able to deviate a little bit, you know? And that's important. Viego here has not done the worst job. He's done a very, very good job. This will get him to Emerald if he jungles like this more often than not. But as the players get better, they won't give him these openings, and his lack of experience here will hurt him. So, worth noting. Now, Warwick again has just decided to exist in the way that he does. Tryndamere started this pressure on the top side. Viego hasn't yet reset 1130 cash monies. Warwick now shows up mid lane. No camps, stolen, all deep wards, you can see that. Good vision from the red team, nice to set up. Not the best, but not terrible. If you give up, here's the idea, right? The mentality, let's just play this. The mentality, we see him. The mentality of this meta is, in my opinion, okay, they're doing the dragon. Alright, have it. Take a camp, take a camp, take a camp, take a scuttle, counter jungle. Oh no, I have no prio and they're doing the grubs. Have him. Alright, take a camp, counter jungle down at the bottom lane. Look to always just accept that they're getting what they're getting, and the only time you do not accept it is if you are the 1v9, you have the fed pressure, you have the numbers advantage. Alright guys, let's go, let's go, let's go. Now we can do something. But if you can't fight it, you have numbers disadvantage, you're a little bit behind. No matter what jungler you are, control that set sequence of your own jungle, counter jungle when you can with pressure, and if there are two objectives up and they pick one, go take the other one. Especially when you don't win in certain scenarios. Of course, when you do win the fight and end the game, right? That's great. But you don't need to always go for the high-risk play to come back. And the sad thing is the Warwick felt like, why are we shadowing this? She's a little bit like just sitting there, like, I agree with her a little bit here. Now, she should be moving, which she is, but what exactly is the Lulu meant to do here? Right, so we've got one person splitting mid lane, one person splitting bot lane. So a 1-3-1 is a split push of two split pushes, one, and three people mid lane. Now, Lulu wants the 1-3-1 here with the LeBlanc split push a little bit with the Yorick. But Yorick goes here, Twitch goes here. Now, you look at the map here, we've got what, a Herald up? So now I see this guy drawing everyone to him. The Viego just does the dragon. What did I just say? Take the Herald. Take the Herald. Force them to make a decision. Do we stop the Yorick or do we stop the... do we stop the Yorick or do we stop the Warwick? Which one do we want to stifle? And then we'll have to make that decision. And hopefully you and LeBlanc and Lulu can rotate up and do this. This is the right play here, right? Especially once Viego shows. Do the Herald, do the Herald, do the Herald. There we go, there we go, there we go. Done, done, done. Twitch gets the split on this one. We get this bounty. We get this RNG Scuttle Crab. Maybe we can steal some Raptors, deep ward bounce, take everything out using the Hextech portal. This guy pushes this turret. Maybe he takes it. Maybe he gets killed. I don't know. And now, you know, you've got a little bit of time before Baron spawns. So it's okay for the Yorick to be dead right now. It's okay for the Twitch to maybe die bottom lane because no objective will be taken. All your camps are off the map. Oops. You have the objective under control. You got a whole bunch of bounties. Chill. Just chill for a little bit. Really take this mentality into your games. Like, oh, okay, we'll just wait. They took 3 people with them, free Herald. Because if you don't think like that, and you think like this Warwick, just bloodlust all the time, mispositioning all the time, you're screwed. And the Viego now does exactly what he's meant to do, which is, I'm going to trap in your jungle and make you a little bit sad. Trinimir says, let me help you out as well. Viego's like, I want to send it. Yorick respawns. We lose out on the Herald. I mean, might as well. Some people don't have good risk assessment. And if you have absolutely god-awful risk assessment, don't gamble. And don't jungle. Because jungle thrives on having good risk assessment. Now, if you're in a lower MMR game or you're in Platinum Gold, like, oof, I'm not good at this either. Good. You're aware of it, which is already step one. Be aware that you don't have it and work on it. Understand what goes into risk assessment. In this particular case, largely it's like, can I count to 5 and do they have more than me? If yes, and losing, don't fight. Go other places. Thank you, thank you. Push up, thank you. Take this one, thank you. They get the Baron. Oh, well, what am I going to do? They got the Baron. What are you going to do? They got it. You can't stop them taking it, but you can mitigate the losses. You can make them invest time pushing all the way back in. Maybe someone overcommits and you can pick them off. Maybe one person comes here that you can kill. Who knows? You just got to give yourself a chance to win instead of just running at stuff and dying. Like, we're level 10 at 21 minutes. Viego's now 3 level lead. We're not even talking about the Viego. Look, just sequencing. Don't take your jungler's camps in this meta, guys. Don't do it. Just don't. There's a lot of experience on the map. These are all juiced camps for us. We're gonna win the game. This guy's the guy that's fed. He will win you the game. He will bring it home with the Swain. Hey, you got level 11. For sure. For sure that it's a champion. Champion works, for sure. Now, I know the win rate looks okay, but the guy lacks so damn much for what you need to thrive for this meta in terms of clearing tempo. Yes, Elise can do it, but Elise does it better than she does, than Warwick does. And Elise does it better than a lot of champions at the moment, actually. Nice little hidden OP pick. When you're playing Warwick, this kind of champion, you don't have the clear speed, it's important that your ganks are always good and intelligent, but even if you clear a little bit slowly, being down, you know, being down, I don't know, 10 seconds, 15 seconds clearing, it's better than being down 30, 45 minute seconds and clearing. And when you take bad ganks, bad invades, bad counter jungles, bad rotations, that time that you lose to the more meta jungler, the better jungler, it just adds up and it adds up. So better to do a full sequence slower and then have a really good gank afterwards than it is to try and look for something unnecessarily through waffling mechanisms. Thank you very much for watching. As always, I will see you all in the next one.